Hello friends, welcome to Jaimin's Analysis. Let us discuss some of the cricketing updates from around the world. The Women's T20 World Cup came to an end with Australia winning the World Cup for the sixth time, and they completed a hat-trick of wins. It was sheer dominance by the Australian team. The score of 156 in the finals was just at par, not very daunting. We did see scores of 160 plus being scored in the semi-finals. So South Africa had a chance, but Australia never really let them in. They kept on losing wickets, and they did show their experience and dominance. Beth Mooney was the player of the match for her 74 not out. The score did look that she dominated, but if you see the innings, right, she was not actually middling the ball, but however the partnerships with Ash Gardner really helped them, and 156 proved to be a winning score. So Australia have dominated the women's cricket for a while now. You can compare them to Steve Waugh's Aussie team of the early 2000s or Ponting's Aussie team of the late 2000s. So well done Australia. South Africa did their best. They were the first South African team to play in a World Cup finals at home. So it was quite an achievement, and let's hope now the other teams also come up and challenge the Aussies, and it'll be really nice when you have 3 to 4 teams trying to fight for a title rather than just one team dominating the world cricket. So that's the update from the Women's T20 World Cup. Australia's ODI team has been declared, and they have the likes of Glenn Maxwell, Mitchell Marsh, and Cameron Green making comebacks to the ODI team. The squad looks quite a formidable one, and they would be hoping that they challenge India in the Indian conditions in the run-up to the World Cup. David Warner, Manas Labuschagne, Steve Smith, they would be forming the core of the batting along with Travis Head and wicketkeeper Alex Carey. They also have JHYE Richardson back in the mix, who will be joining captain Pat Cummins and Mitchell Starc, and also they have their star spinner Adam Zampa. So the ODI setup looks quite a formidable one, and India would be facing a really tough team in the 3-match ODI series that starts after the Border Gavaskar Test series is completed. The England-New Zealand Test series has been completed with New Zealand winning the second Test match at Basin Reserve by just 1 run. So hats off to New Zealand who challenged the baseball approach. England, I really don't understand that strategy. It's a good strategy sometimes, but it doesn't really pay off all the time. They did say that they are okay if they have to lose a match, going on to try to dominate and win the tests with that approach. England scored 435 and declared their innings after loss of 8 wickets. They had Root playing at 153, and they should have actually maybe gone on and outbatted the New Zealanders, but New Zealand after losing quite a few wickets in the first innings, Tim Southee played a good knock of 73, and they did enforce the follow on, which is not happening nowadays. But yeah, as the baseball approach, they just wanted to go all out for a win. New Zealand batted really well in the second innings with a Kane Williamson special century, and then target of 258, which was again really chaseable looking at England's batting lineup, but New Zealand really came back after Joe Root was again batting well. He got out in the 90s, and they just lost their way and lost by 1 run. So New Zealand would be really happy to square the series 1-1. The player of the match was Kane Williamson. Harry Brook was the player of the series. Played a wonderful knocks of a century in the first Test match, then 186 in the second Test match. and he's a player to look out for, a superstar in the form of Harry Brook, and he would be playing for Sunrisers Hyderabad. So let's hope he lights up the IPL as well. So that's that from the England and New Zealand Test series. West Indies and South Africa would be starting off a test series today. It would be at Centurion, and South Africa would be hoping that their innings with the new captain Temba Bavuma gets started on a winning note. West Indies are coming off with a test series win in Zimbabwe. They have good new players along with experienced players. Shannon Gabriel is back in the mix, and he would be providing a good option in the pace variety. They have a good spinner in Moti, who took a good 10-wicket haul in the Zimbabwe test. Shiv Narayan Chandrapal's son Teg Narayan Chandrapal already has a double 100 after 4 test matches. So they have a good opening partnership of the captain Craig Brathwaite and Teg Narayan Chandrapal. And West Indies would be hoping to give a fight to South Africa in Centurion. South Africa have a really good record in Centurion, having lost only 2 test matches in the last 10 years. One they have lost to Australia in 2011, and one they lost to New India in 2021. So they would be hoping that their quakes and their batting lineup plays really well and dominates the West Indies. And probably this would be their last series in this World Test Championship season 2022-2021-23 cycle. South Africa would be ruining that they lost the Test series in Australia. Otherwise, they would have still been in the World Test Championship final reckoning. So that's that from the West Indies South Africa Test. Do watch out; it's starting from today. And the Border Gavaskar third test match in Indore gets underway from 1st of March, that is tomorrow.